Welcome back to Bash Bros in episode 40 of Notorious Pro Wrestling, the TEW Let's Play series where we find out what exactly would happen if Conor McGregor started his own wrestling promotion. It is the night of the Braveheart pay-per-view, our Scottish pay-per-view. But before we get into the booking of that, and before we even look at the match card, and before any of that, let's take a wee dander back to the 2 weeks of shows you guys have missed. So I won't go into too much detail about the shows that you've missed because we will cover quite a lot of that in the match card storyline rundown. But overall, in terms of ratings, we had good matches with Sonic defeating D'Almark in a 48, James Storm defeating Chris Hero in a 52, and Grizzly Young Vets retaining their tag titles against the Mighty Don't Kneel in a 52 match. An overall 52 show, which is not bad. For a weekly pay-per-view, or for a weekly TV show, it's actually pretty good. Then we went on to week 3, November's Wanted. And on this we had Cal Fletcher versus Jody Fleisch, 43, which is alright. Debbie Keitel versus Amy Alonzi, 36, which was not great. And Alpha Female versus Crazy Mary Dobson at 49, which is just shy of where we like our TV main events to kind of perform. So 46 overall, not a very good Wanted. So I'll go into world news before I go into company news, because one of the world news pieces ties into our company news piece. So yeah, we'll do it that way. NXT UK held a show which I kind of want to go into and look at just to see where they're at compared to where we're at. So they got a 62 in a very decent card. So they are still, in terms of performance, maybe a wee bit ahead of us at the minute. We usually, for our weekly TV, get high 50s. If they're getting 62s, yeah, they're a wee step ahead of us just at the minute. I also kind of want to look at the ICW show. So Fear and Loathing is their WrestleMania, essentially. And since we're kind of going for our Scottish pay-per-view tonight, it might be worth seeing what we're kind of contending with in terms of competition in the Scottish market. So their card consisted of Little Miss Roxy defeat Angel Hayes to retain the ICW Championship. An interview with Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray defeated Casey in a first blood match. BT Gunn defeated Adam Maxted. Tables match for 47. Any other highlights? Oh, Bonesaw, our boy. One half of the Kings of the North defeated Liam Thompson to become the 0. So Bonesaw got a singles run in ICW, which is good. Greedo still wrestling in ICW. Obviously, we use him more as a manager at the minute. So he defeated the Kings of Catch, which is the tag half of Filthy Generation. And Damien Corvin is in there too in a 55 match. Kenny Williams, our boy as well, defeated Andy Weil in a 57, which is good. Andrew Coffey defeated Noam Dar in a Night Quit match for the ICW Championship for 61. So for 59 is grand. I think they actually are maybe the lowest rated company, or one of the lowest rated companies in the company war screen. So it's not like I honestly don't think it's that bad a show. But again, it's also their WrestleMania. You think they pull out all the stops. I think we can beat that. That's our aim for this. Our aim is for our show to beat 59. So this is the world news article I wanted to talk about that kind of leads into one of our pieces of company news, which is Mark Dallas is apparently a scumbag. I don't know. Apparently he sexually harassed Angel Hayes at Fear and Loathing, and Angel Hayes quit. So the reason I wanted to bring this up was because I often talk about the first time I did the NPW playthrough in my own time. This exact same thing happened. That Mark Dallas harassed Angel Hayes to the point where she quit ICW. And in that signing, I felt really bad for Angel Hayes and I actually signed her. So could you guess what the company news is going to be? Yes, you're right. The company news is, so we're currently negotiating Angel Hayes. So I just, don't get me wrong, Angel Hayes was not particularly good in my previous playthrough. like she never won the title. But the other side of it is she's very young. She's only 21 years of age. And my plan is, once we kind of go up a size too small, is to open up a dojo, a wrestling school. So I'm kind of looking at younger talent to kind of bring in and send to our dojo. So Angel Hayes will be one of them, and yeah, that's kind of my thinking process behind that. Plus, it's funny because the history has just repeated itself, and she is back in NPW in this save too. Also on company news, then you can see we're currently renegotiating with Tom Campbell. There is just, at the minute, Tom Campbell in this game is not fantastic. He is improving 100%. He is 100% improving since we first signed him, but there is not anyone better than him that is available to work for us that doesn't clash. With announcer, you kind of want to make sure there's absolutely no clashes in schedule, because unlike a wrestler, it won't be brought up, or there's no warning screen to let you know that this person is available. You'll just notice your rating has gone down. So yeah, at the minute, Tom Campbell is still our main announcer going forward. And the last wee bit of company news is this: Ken Malmsteen has fully recovered from his injury. So that is it for news, and that is it for the week's news I've missed since we were last here. So, as we do with every pay-per-view, we will do a rundown of the match card and the storylines leading into each of the matches. Martina signed for NPW just last month and has already made an enemy of Debbie Keitel, the Woke Queen. Debbie does not like the way Martina carries herself inside and outside the ring with her lifestyle choices. Is that the right way I would put that? Lifestyle choices? Her party girl antics. Her party girl antics. She does not agree with Session Moth's party girl antics. And to add another layer to this match, manipulative Tennille Dashwood is up to her old tricks again, this time taking Debbie under her wing as her mentee. Can Martina overcome the odds to defeat Debbie with Tennille in her corner? We will find out tonight. Easton Reese believes he is ready for an NPW title opportunity, but there's one thing constantly getting in his way: the cocky, the arrogant, the brash Ace Austin. Ace, with his partner Carlos Romo and his muscle Will Hobbs, have been a constant thorn in Easton Reese's side, and even with Doug Williams in his corner, Reese has not been able to break through that mental barrier to make him a main event star. Easton Reese looks to make Ace Austin his launchpad into main event status tonight. Last month at the Fuck What They Think pay-per-view, Alpha Female attacked the retiring Awesome Kong after their match, and Crazy Mary Dobson made the save. They then went on to a no contest, as not even the ring could contain these two unstoppable forces. 2 weeks later, when they met in a no DQ match, Alpha Female was able to overcome Crazy Mary Dobson. However, the crazy one would not be stopped as she got back to her feet and challenged Alpha Female to a last woman standing match at the Braveheart pay-per-view. Since the Grizzled Young Vets have won the championship, there has been a lot of bickering about who the next contender should be. They have beaten nearly everyone apart from the newly debuted Aussie Open. After a massive row in front of NPW owner Conor McGregor, this match was set for the tag team titles #1 contendership. So tonight we will see Lethal and Grisham versus Aussie Open versus Lycos Gym tonight. Announced on the Go Home show of the Braveheart pay-per-view, Conor McGregor announced that the two biggest names in women's Scottish wrestling, Viper and Kaylee Ray, will face off for the NPW Women's Championship tonight. Who will win whenever Kaylee Ray faces Viper for the NPW Women's Championship one more time tonight in their homeland of Scotland? Speaking of Scotland, tonight we have the 10-man Braveheart Battle Royal. We have 10 of Scotland's best wrestlers, either from NPW's own roster or from other promotions, who will face in a Battle Royal tonight to earn a shot at the NPW Championship. I will not spoil any names just yet. You can guess who some of our lads in it are. But will the NPW's own stand tall, or will it be a brand new contender? We will see. Challenge for the title. And in our main event, Pentagon and the Master Jake Roberts have captured the NPW Championship. But that doesn't sit well with James Storm, who still hasn't forgiven Penta for attacking him backstage on Jake Roberts' orders many months ago. The last time these two met was a bloody affair, and this one promises to be just as violent, as the Cowboy James Storm takes on Pentagon Jr. for the Notorious Pro Wrestling Championship. So that is our card for tonight then. I'm not expecting a massive turnout. Our popularity in Scotland is not great. But I think the card itself should be really strong. But enough about me talking up our card. Let's book it. The future has put this in. 68 fans are expected in attendance. That is like going back to the start of this Let's Play, where we had fucking like 50 something people coming to watch our weekly show. How times have changed. And we are back, coming at you from the Liquid Room. Let me try that again. Coming at you from the Liquid Room from Scotland. Like 36 people. It is Notorious Pro Wrestling Braveheart. Quite a lot of things on the pre-show. So a couple of things then about booking this. I did forecast this time, so there's no double bookings, which is good. However, due to time constraints, I actually had to drop the Braveheart Battle Royal onto the pre-show, which I didn't want to do, but of all the things that were really storyline related, it was the best thing to drop. Sonico was also on the pre-show, trying to get, again, more approval from Jake the Snake Roberts. Is there anything else? I don't think there really is anything else. And then let's get into it, shall we? On the pre-show then, in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Sonico defeated Sugar Dunkerton in, we'll call it 10 minutes, by submission. Sonico had a 51, Sugar Dunkerton had a 39. Jake did good work at ringside. He is managing Sonico. 44 match. It was pretty much a squash match, so I'm not too concerned. Then in a backstage segment, Marley Quinn, the former Liv Morgan, has come to the show to support her friend Mary Dobson. This is just a setup for what might happen during Mary Dobson's match with Alpha Female later tonight. 47 segment, and Mad Marley Quinn punk rock princess gimmick got great, which is good. And in our main event of the pre-show, the Braveheart Battle Royale. Okay, so here we go. Had fantastic heat and decent wrestling. Grado won the Battle Royale in 20 minutes. The other members of the Final Four were Kenny Williams, BT Gunn, and DCT. With Kenny being the final elimination, Stevie Boy got the most eliminations over the course of the match. So, a lot of these guys... So actually, we'll break down who's in the match first of all. So, in terms of our own guys, who we have were all three male members of Filthy Generation. We also had Grado. I just put Grado in there because he's Scottish and he's really over in Scotland. And even though he's not a great wrestler, worth a giggle. And of course, Kenny Williams, who's been on a good roll at the minute. Being like, he has recently kind of, the Grado Kenny Williams storyline is over. And being beat via a battle royale is not a massive loss to Kenny Williams' momentum. In terms then of the guys we brought in for it, so pretty much if they've been in ICW, they were probably in. Came into here. So we have BT Gunn, who's a great wrestler in Scotland. DCT, who is a personal favourite of mine. I adore DCT. I love his international sex hero gimmick. I love his glam rock god gimmick. I marked out hard whenever he won the ICW title. Love DCT. Daz Black is a young guy who's kind of in the new iteration of ICW. He is 24 currently. And it's funny because I hear guys like Daz Black talk about like, oh, who their inspirations were, and his are very much Will Ospreay and AJ Styles, and it makes me feel old because I can still remember when Will Ospreay and AJ Styles were starting out. I remember AJ Styles' TNA run back in like 2004. I remember Will Ospreay's run in Progress, and it is crazy to think that then someone like Daz Black now cites him as their inspiration, and when I still remember them starting, it makes me old. It feels so old. Jack Jester, Big Kinky, again, ICW original. Big fan of him. He's on doing TV stuff now. And Jackie Polo, who is working as Jackson, I think his name is, in the new version of ICW. But again, ICW original has been there for years, between Polo Promotions, his Justice or something, which is like his Jeff Jarrett rip-off gimmick. Yeah, massive fan of him too. This was just a bit of a thing to pop the Scottish crowd. It's just a bit of a laugh. I don't foresee keeping any of these guys on just yet. Our roster's already big enough at the minute, I think. Maybe if we increase the 2-hour shows, I'll bring more people in. But this is also just a chance to kind of see people and have them debut and do stuff. So, we'll do a gimmick rundown, even though a lot of these guys probably won't stand about. So, BT Gun Oddity gimmick, got great. DCT's International Sexual gimmick, got a great. Daz Black Old School Face, got an awful. Jack Jester got Big Kink gimmick, got a great. And Jackie Polo's Arc and Heel got a great. So only Daz Black was really let down there. But again, do not foresee any of these guys really sticking about, other than the guys who are already ours. 46 rated overall. Post-match then, Grado is celebrating with GTA while Kenny Williams is losing his shit on the ramp. And 52 for that. Okay, on to the main card then. So, in a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, Debbie Keitel defeated Martina in 15 minutes with a Debbie Downer after a distraction from Tennille Dashwood. 47 for Debbie and a 47 for Martina. 46 overall, so it would have been a 47 if it was not just a little bit too short to be considered important in our audience's eyes. 46, so I'm happy enough with that. They're not bad performances from both women there. And then post-match, the heels pour water and smear Martina's makeup on her face just to kind of humiliate her. Yeah, so pretty much what this is just to kind of keep Tennille relevant while she's recovering from her broken forearm, I believe her injury is. And also then it kind of pushes Debbie up a wee bit up the card from being a jobber to actually being maybe a lower mid-card heel in the women's division. And then also Zebra Excited will return eventually to then partner up with Martina and take on Tennille and Debbie. 51 rated segment. Next up then, an exceptional match. Easton Reese defeated Ace Austin in 15 minutes with a powerbomb. Ace had a 61, which is god tier, and Reese had a 48, which is alright. Ace Austin benefited from having a hot new move 55 altogether. Not bad. 55 is very good, but Ace definitely did most of the work there. Reese is, man, he's got the looks. He does. He looks like a world champion, but he just can't seem to be consistent enough. Like, I want my main eventers to be being able to do a 55 or do over a 50, and then when they need to pull out a 60 like Ace has. Ace is definitely going to be a future world champion. Being this close to the end of the month, I actually have a plan of well, I won't spoil it, but I have a plan for Ace and his weak click. Alpha Female versus Crazy Mary Dobson. A bout that had fantastic heat and good wrestling. Crazy Mary Dobson defeated Alpha Female in a last man standing match in 14:51 when Alpha Female could not beat a 10 count. During the match, Mad Marley Quinn run in and attack Alpha Female. So pretty much the way I kind of envision this is they'll have brawled backstage. Alpha Female will have been in control of the match at that point and will start taunting Mad Marley, who's backstage, which we've always established she's backstage visiting Crazy Mary Dobson. And then, I don't know, say Alpha Female's taunting her and throws water or something at Marley Quinn, and then she attacks Alpha Female, which allows Crazy Mary Dobson to then fight back and hit a finisher through a catering table or something in the back, which means Alpha Female cannot answer the 10 count. Not a particularly face way to win, but if you have Alpha Female kind of initiate, the fight with Marley, then kind of makes it better. I don't know, shut up. 44 match. alright. That is alright. Bit disappointing. Like, Alpha Female, the 46 performance is decent. Christina Dobson, the 43 is a bit shy, but overall alright. Next up, in an exceptional match, Aussie Open defeated Lethal and Grisham and Lycos Jim when Mark Davis pinned Kid Lycos after the fidget spinner. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Okay, so Kyle got a 51, Mark got a 55, Jonathan got a 66, Lethal got a 61, Junior got a 49, and Lycos got a 62. Goddamn. So Kid Lycos was obviously kind of left behind, but he's younger, so forgive him for that. But every single one, bar Lycos, was a main event performance or more. Awesome job from everyone. 57, probably dragged down a fair wee bit by Lycos, but overall, awesome stuff. Kid Lycos getting a 62 is really impressive. I'm just gonna say it. Like, Kid Lycos Senior, I suppose, is like that is a pay-per-view main event level performance. Awesome with that. Next up, in a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, Viper defeated Kaylee Ray in 2023 with a Michinoku driver. Defense number 6 for Viper. Kaylee Ray had a 53 and Viper had a 46. Viper still just really disappointing all around. Kaylee Ray, not gonna lie, should have made her the champion. Definitely buyer's remorse on Viper at the moment. Post match then, Dynasty enter and attack both women. So Davey Boy and Joe hold Viper up as Tessa drives a chair into her throat, and then they go to do the same thing to Kaylee Ray, but this time Filthy Generation run out and make the save. 42 rated segment there. So it's not a particularly good talker amongst all 8 of these guys, so I think Viper will now be off TV to sell the chair shot to the throat for about 2 weeks. So there'll be a wee mini feud between Tessa and Kaylee Ray, which, although it's heel versus heel, I'm expecting good shit from. Like, really good. Like, they're 2 very good workers. And then, yeah, that'll lead to Tessa versus Viper probably at the next pay-per-view. Backstage promo. Jen interviews James Storm, who warns Jake the Snake not to get involved, or he'll get a little bit of revenge for Penta attacking him all those months ago. 52 promo, James Storm, very good talker. And in our main event, Pentagon Jr., an exceptional match, Pentagon Jr. defeated James Storm in 25-30 with a Top Rope Styles Clash, making it defense number 3 for the NPW Championship. James Storm had a 50, oh, it was really disappointing, and Penta had a 57, which again is disappointing for Penta. Jake did good work at ringside. 55 is really disappointing. That is kind of... Wow, you missed Chris Hero, don't you? That's really disappointing. Was expecting at least closer to 60 than that. And with no Conor McGregor promo, I would say 55 is probably going to be where the pay-per-view will be rated at. So, sorry, one more angle. So post-match, Pentagon goes to hit James Storm with the title belt, but Jake pulls it away from him and scolds him for doing so. Now, this is not a face turn for Jake, but a while ago, Chris Hero said that Jake only sided with Penta because he was never champion, and this is when we're going to start to see that come to fruition. Is that Jake likes the title, like he really likes the title, and it's going to get to a stage where, like, if Penta even drops the title, Jake's going to scold him for it, to the point where Jake is like, "You don't get to hold it. I will carry this title around." Becoming very, very possessive of it, because at the end of the day, he feels like that's his championship now, not Penta's. Or it will get to the stage, where he feels like that's his championship, not Penta's, which will lead to an implosion of sorts. But that's way, way down the line. 54 rated pay-per-view. I think that is our worst pay-per-view. I think that's our worst pay-per-view. Really poor. Well, it's not just really poor. Like poor is probably the best. It's very average for us. Like, if you look at there's no real obvious poor match. Like, there's no real obvious weakness. It's just very, very average on the whole. So, disappointing. I blame Scotland. Fuck you, Scotland. No, I love Scotland. But yeah, that's very disappointing. Alright then, so news then coming out of the Braveheart pay-per-view. All our one night deals have gone, so Daz Black, Jackie Polo, Jack Jester, DCT and BT are all gone now. Which is fine, they were just one shot deals. If I was to bring people back, I'd probably go for Daz Black, but again, similarly to Angel Hayes, who we discussed at the start of the episode, I would bring him back to go to the dojo for a bit. Get him kind of, again, he's only 24, he's still very, very young. Have him go to dojo, hone his skills a bit, and then bring him in. And maybe DCT, but that is purely because I'm a mark for DCT. So, I said that was possibly our worst for the pay-per-view. It's not. It's out of the 11 we've done, so we're coming up to a year of this. It falls 8th, which I'm not surprised by. So below it were Wind Your Neck, which was a 54, headlined by a tag match. But again, back then, Ace and Romo weren't pumping out belters like they are at the minute. Obsession too. So our first two pay-per-views. Yeah, our first two pay-per-views, Obsession, and that's back when we were doing. So Braveheart just about outperformed our first two pay-per-views, and your first two pay-per-views you kind of let yourself get away with because you're still getting stars up. Wind Your Neck in, which was not a great show overall, I'll admit that, and then even with the reveal of the Master, and then there was Braveheart, which was not great, but hey ho. So that is it for this week. You will be back for the Fallout show, and we will take a look at the storylines going forward for the next month into December. At the end of December, once we've kind of done a full year, I'm probably going to do a year in review episode, just so we'll see where we came from, kind of how we've done, who I think has been our best performer over the year, best tag team performer over the year, and stuff like that. Our own wee slammies, I suppose, is the best way to describe it. It doesn't look like, and I'm going to be very, very serious here for a second, it does not look like we will have reached small size by the end of the year, and I'm so sad about that. I really wanted to get the small size before the year was up. There's always in-game 2022, but all that is irrelevant right now. So yes, I will see you next time. Oh god, fucking damn it. What's Mark Dallas done now? Jason Reed is said to have quit ICW, being stiffed on payment. Oh, Mark. I don't think he's that much of a scumbag in real life. Why is he such a d-hole in this game? Who's Jason Reed? Sorry, I was literally going to do my outro there, but I need to see. Is he good? Should we bring him in? It's 25. He's not particularly good, but he is 25. I have to check this guy. 2 seconds. So Jason Reed is. I know he doesn't have a picture here. We'll maybe sort that. Jason Reed is actually like one of the new ICW on the WWE network. He's actually like one of the big stars of it. He's partnered up with Coach, who's DCT's old manager. Would it be worth signing? I don't. To be honest, there's no point in me signing anyone until we get a dojo on the go. So yeah, and I will open a dojo once we sign to a small size company. But yeah, sorry, that was a fun wee tangent there of Mark Dallas continuing to be a scumbag in the game. I don't know what he doesn't seem that bad in real life. I'm just saying, someone prove me wrong. As always, if you did enjoy this episode, leave a like and do subscribe to the channel. Pardon me. And do subscribe to the channel. If you have any suggestions for storylines, tag teams, feuds, whatever, leave them in the comments below, and I will do my best to try and book them. And with all that being said, I will see you next time on Bash Bros. Play the drums!